Hello, and welcome to Honor Ramble. I am your host, Auntie Collins, and I have a special guest. Say hello to the Natural Astrid.
I love this intro. Can I record you for next time?
You can use that for whatever you want.
We're clipping that. I'm using that for later. And we're using that on Tuesdays now.
Perfect. Cut that. I'll go put that in the chat after. Hi, how are you?
I'm running a very little sleep, but I'm doing all right.
Listen, I get that. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. So we had a wild honor. I almost said honor club show. No, Ring of Honor. That's what we're doing. But let's introduce everyone. I'm obviously Collins. You already know me. But last week we had Kimmy on, and we were doing some icebreakers, right? Some Two Truths and a Lie Wrestling Edition. And I want to hear yours.
Okay. So let's see. I thought of the lie, and I changed it to what I told you, so you don't know.
Oh no, I'm not gonna know. Oh no.
Yes. Okay. So one of them, let's see. One of this I have attended Obviously, I'm gonna do the three things. So the first one is I have attended several WrestleManias. That's the first.
You've attended several
Yeah,
WrestleManias.
severals.
Okay.
Um, then the next one, I would say I have dated a wrestler.
Ooh.
And then third one, let's see. Trying to think of something wrestling related. This is hard. Jeez. Okay, so I guess I don't want to say it's kind of wrestling related, but it's not. Okay, so I put it in. I have a writing slash journalism degree because it's kind of related to wrestling.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
but your guess is in.
Everyone, put in your votes for what you think is the truth or the lie. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. We love our family here at OLE Podcast, our local establishment. Be sure to subscribe to our Twitter and all the things, and we'll put the little the ticker. That's what I learned last week.
You
See,
got this.
it's so funny you mentioned journalism degree because that's what my minor and concentration in is in with English. So I have my bachelor's,
Yeah.
and it's so funny because my background is in radio, so we don't have
Mm,
the visual stuff. So we had, all the, the mics and the mixers and the all, the back end stuff. That my favorite part is
mm.
producing, but a radio show, it is another beast to do a, a video.
Oh yes, it
But
is.
learning all the different things, it's a lot of fun. But all right, so far we have Ed saying that the second one is a lie. Honestly, I think the first one is a lie. I don't think you've been to many WrestleManias because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about you,
Hmm.
but like I
Hmm.
like watching them from the comfort of my own home.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready. All right, drum
Okay.
roll. Oh,
Ed,
I
Ed,
mean,
Ed knows me the best, so he's correct. I haven't dated a wrestler. I don't think I would ever date a wrestler. That's a big no-no. No, I have been to several WrestleManias. I lost.
wow.
I always lose count, but I've been to the second one in Orlando. That was recent when the Hardys returned.
Oh,
Um, I went to the
oh,
one in Miami. That
oh.
was the Rock and Cena. So I went to that. I went to the new one in New Orleans, one of the last ones.
Is that 34?
Um,
I think
I
2018.
believe so. I always forget the numbers to be honest at this point. And I've been to the one in Jersey slash New York, which was the Becky Lynch, Charlotte and Ronda main event because that was the reason why I wanted to go. So I knew I
Yeah.
had to go to that. I think those are the only ones I've been to.
Hmm.
But yeah, and then aside from now that I've been to a couple of WrestleManias, I wanted to like do other of the big four. So that's why I went to the Rumble this year in Tampa because I'd never been to a Rumble before. So you got those.
I that's my goal. I would rather go to Rumble than Mania, like if I'm
Yeah,
honest.
I get that.
Because I mean, I think that even just for like, because at least for me, I can more analytically watch any sort of wrestling show from the comfort of my own home, right?
Hmm.
If going to a wrestling show, I am, well, working, or I'm having fun with my friends, getting up, go to the bathroom, get some food, buy some
Yeah.
merch. I'm having the whole experience
Hmm.
from home. And I'm not really like analyzing like the move or the, whatever is going on. Like you kind of do, but I don't know. It's
Yeah,
one.
for me, I wanted to go to the Rumble because I wanted that experience of the surprises because it's something you don't
Yeah.
get in WrestleMania. Of
Mhm.
like you don't know who's coming out next, obviously, because now obviously they keep it a secret. There's most of the times that they don't even pick the numbers and you don't see them, so
Right.
you don't get half of the people that are in the roster because you think of there's so many people in the roster. This is probably gonna be the entrants, and then the match happens, and then half of them don't even showing up to like the
Yeah.
match itself because I interviewed Chad Gable. He did the media for that and the Creeds. So I was expecting them to be in the Rumble and they weren't. So it's like you never know who's really gonna show up and be that surprise. So I would say that. So to put the other one, I do have a degree in writing. My degree is in writing and a degree and a minor in journalism. So I do have that
Woo!
writing background. So that's why when SRS jokes around, I can say I'm a journalist. So I can say it.
um Honestly, it's
Yeah.
it's been a week, and we're not going to talk about the Chronicles of Yarnia at all this week. I
Listen,
think it's
we're
been
not doing.
discussed enough. I'm
Very much enough. Oh, jeez.
but
Uh,
well,
yeah.
how was your week since we last talked? Was it good?
It's been a busy week with work more than anything, but aside from that, I know I'm looking forward to next weekend when we have that mania weekend and it's a lot going on in O'Reilly. So we're gonna eat a lot of food, a lot of energy drinks. I drank my Red Bull today because I know we ramble, so we stay past midnight. This is the only show that starts in one day that ends on another day in OLE, at least on the East Coast. So I got my cold water to keep me awake, and I have my Red Bull to keep me here too.
That's a cool cup.
Oh
That's a cool cup.
yes.
I love it. Oh, that's cool. I just have a it matches all the things here. So that's all
Okay,
we care about.
I get
So
that.
um yeah, my week has been crazy trying to plan a wedding and having
Yes.
my family is currently here in the apartment. So they're all
Ooh.
hanging out. So
That's a
but
pre-party to the party.
yeah, that's kind of how it is. I love having people from out of town because you see your
Mm,
city from a new lens, right? So,
mhm.
I love Seattle. I think it's beautiful, even though it's very expensive. But seeing it from a new perspective is like one of my favorite things to do. So, but
Yeah.
actually, it's funny because I got this at Russell Dream.
Oh,
This was
I
like a
love it.
for the show.
I forgot
Um,
my Eddie shirt today that I was gonna wear
aw,
my wind down shirt.
see? I love it. I love it. All right, so we do have a stacked card. This is our ramble. We have just begun to ramble. So this is what our show is going to look like today for March 28th. This is the 57th episode of Ring of Honor. Our main event is Kyle Fletcher showing up on. I know,
I know you
yes,
had a champion show up. That isn't
I know,
Athena, to put it like that.
and it isn't Athena, right? Kyle Fletcher is showing up. He's
Mm.
against Blake Christian. We're having Action Andretti and Top Flight against, um, I think they're KPK is what I have written down.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Athena is facing an enhancement talent. We have Evil Uno versus JD Drake, which was we'll talk about. Kira Hogan versus Diamante, which is the match that I'm the most excited about.
Mhm.
We are continuing the Cole Carter and Griff Garrison train. They take on Kaz Jordan and Victor Castella. We have Dalton Castle versus Nick Camarado. And then we also have Colt Cabana and Brandon Cutler versus Rex Lawless and Bryce Donovan. So we have a mixture of matches we want
Mhm.
to see and matches we already kind of knew what was going to happen. But that's it.
Yeah. Pretty much it.
It's my least kind of favorite episode of Ring of Honor. Do not have a four corner survival match, so it is a win for me.
Yeah.
All right, but we do start with the Ring of Honor World Champion proving ground match of Athena versus Nikita. Commentary talked about how Nikita's training in Canada. She's from Russia. I didn't even put that in my
I believe so. Let me see.
no auntie special four corner survival. No thanks. No thanks. We don't share around here. You could be trios or nothing. Trios or nothing, right? Okay. But this let's the proving ground match. We're setting the stage, right? I'm putting some characters up here for you. So we have the proving ground match.
No, it's not. No, it's not your Nikita. It's Nikita with one
No.
K too. So
Yeah. Um, what did you think of this match?
I mean, it's one of those matches that is obviously predictable. It's Athena. She's the world champion. There's no way she was Nikita was gonna have a chance. I'm sorry. I wish she
Yeah.
did, but no.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite parts though was like that, like and never mind going back to the graphics. No, I like the that forearm dive that she did to her towards the beginning of it, and then later on the submission that she did. It's like it's
Mhm.
Athena just showing it's like I'm the world champion. There's no way you're beating me at this. I do like
Yeah.
how at the beginning Nikita kind of feels like a little bit confident when she kind of takes Athena down and she's like going to the crowd and high fiving them. And I was like, Don't turn your
Mm.
back on the champ because that's a big mistake, honey. I'm just letting
Yeah.
you know.
Many many have done that, and they have gotten their ass
Yeah.
whooped.
I'm like, you should have known better than that. But we know Athena got the better of her at the end. Um, and after her
Mhm.
victory, just attacking her the way she did. I like how she tried to put the championship and like level in front of Nikita as she after the kicks that she did to the spine to her. And
Ooh,
then we get that moment of holy shit, I could be in here for this safe. But I was like, Athena, you were not gonna be able to put the championship in front of her like that. As much as you
mm,
wanted to, that was not gonna work out.
yeah. Yeah, that's I mean, that was something that I noticed. It's clearly Athena is angling more as the heel. We have noticed a level of Athena where she isn't as confident, right?
Mhm.
She's basically gone through the whole roster, and now there's these added pillars of AEW, right? So she, you know, by the skin of her teeth defeated Nyla Rose, and now she has a three-time AEW Women's Champion at her back door banging down, and I feel like Athena's showing some cracks in the foundation. She's showing a little bit of sweat. She's, you know, letting enhancement talent get some offense on her. So I noticed, and I think that commentary really mentioned that. But like you said, Nikita turned her back just ever so slightly on Athena, and Athena beat the piss out of her, and she regained control and got her to tap. It's not even she pinned her, she made her tap.
Oh yeah.
And then after the bell rang, she's still you know, that's not it's not part of the honor code, right? That you're not
That's true.
supposed to attack
Mhm.
your victim, right? That you've just succumbed to. And Sheeta making that, slide in was just so beautiful. But yeah, they're really setting up this to be very important for Supercard of Honor. But Sheeta grabbing that title after Athena left the ring, like,
And I love it because I feel like usually the way we see Athena with her opponents, you already know Athena's gonna win. Like you
yeah.
already have that in your mind. And I think between Billy and then with Nyla, it was the first few times like you actually think maybe it'll happen, maybe just maybe.
Hmm.
And then with Sheeta, I feel like we're leaning towards more towards that maybe even before compared to Billy and Nyla. So it's just nice to see it because I like when they give you that little seed of doubt because
Yeah.
you don't know what you don't know how they're gonna lean towards. They could easily keep it on Athena, but they can also say let's do something different and fresh and then just put Sheeta in there so that way she can go through the roster. And it's like you never know what their mindset is at. So I love this right now about it.
Absolutely. It's it's going to be a great show, a great match. Predictions wise, if you were to have this show tomorrow, who do you think is going to take it, Sheeta or Athena?
It's kind of hard to go against Athena though.
I know.
As much as it
Uh,
gave me doubts, I can't go against her though. That's the only thing. But I'm like, they still give me that also at moments of like, maybe. But I was like, nah, I don't know. It's an Athena thing. So it's like I like seeing that doubt and like that kind of the confidence leaving her in that type of way because when she went to Sheeta, Sheeta had put the championship in the ring, kind of like a line in the sand, and she wants to go grab it, but then she looks back and she goes no, and then she kind of
no.
leaves the championship there. And I was
Mhm.
like, well.
Well, so it really depends for me if Billy wins the TV title, right?
Mm,
So
mm,
if Billy wins the TV title, then Athena's losing, right? Then they're going to have that
mhm,
feud for the TV title, and we'll see what happens. But I honestly think that Athena is going to retain, but I think it's going to be sloppy, like
mhm,
sloppy. Like Sheeta's gonna have the offense on her the entire time. Somehow we get sloppy, and Billy's gonna come out and be like, what the heck? Like,
mhm.
you had to cheat to win, all the things, and they're gonna feud again. And that's where I want Billy to take the main title.
Oh.
I want that. I've been thinking about it for a while.
You've been cooking this, I
I
see
know. Been cooking it
you.
in the old noggin. I
Yeah.
think that would be fantastic.
Mhm,
Um, because remember, Athena warned Billy that she has to win the TV title, and I don't think that she's gonna win it. I think Queen Aminata is gonna win it. So we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. A week and a day from now, which is so crazy.
Yeah.
It's coming up so quickly. And I don't know. We might have a post show a couple days later.
Mhm. Yeah.
For that.
Yeah, we have a lot going on.
We'll cook it up. We'll figure it out. So, but going on with the show, we have a backstage interview with Renee Paquette, who we don't really see that much on Ring of
Mhm.
Honor. She's interviewing Lee Johnson, and he's calling a shot. Last week, we were like, me and Kimmy were talking about how Lee Johnson keeps having these matches, right? Where he's just getting win after win after win, and we're trying to figure out what the heck is going on. Is he
Mhm.
going to go for the pure title? Is he going to go for the TV title? Why is Lee Johnson a huge focus, and why are we playing him up? Well, now we have our answer. He called his shot against the winner of Kyle Fletcher and Blake Christian tonight at uh, Supercard of Honor. So now we
Mhm.
have another match set for Supercard of Honor. Lee Johnson versus Kyle Fletcher. I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah, it just feels odd because I don't watch Ring of Honor like you do, of course, so I don't have the background that you do, and
Yeah.
obviously not the background that Kyle has. So I was like, don't expect that from me, at least.
Mhm.
But I had no before this. Thank you, Ed. That was gonna be my point exactly. I had seen Ethan being the focus of it for weeks and weeks,
Yeah.
only for Lee to get it. So I was like, I was a little confused about that end of it, and then no sign whatsoever Ethan at all. It just
Right.
feels strange. So that part is the only thing that didn't make sense to me. It was like,
You're not alone in that because Ethan was clearly in a shoe in for that TV title.
yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's off television. Kyle's nowhere to be found. And now Lee Johnson's being inserted into the slot. And we're also forgetting about Josh Woods. Josh Woods was also
Mhm.
gearing up for this TV title. What is
Mhm.
happening? If they make it a 4-corner survival match, I will lose my shit. I will
Oh,
not be
jeez.
well. I will not be well. But
I
I
mean,
don't
it
know.
could.
I think Ethan's absence is felt, and I think
Mhm.
if they don't play it off at Supercard of Honor and they just leave the question unanswered and Lee Johnson loses and that's it, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm not gonna be
Mhm.
happy. No.
No, and I don't get it because one thing I mentioned it before while I used to do the TNA post shows is that while I didn't watch TNA what him and Josh were together. I watched it a
Mhm.
little bit later after he had left, and I thought, oh, this is good timing in a way because Josh gets to have that kind of spotlight in TNA now because he's by himself. And then
Yeah.
when I see that Ethan goes to AW, it's just like great, they both get to have their own spotlight. That's amazing. So it's like you see Josh rising to the occasion in TNA because he's
Yeah.
getting the opportunity, and that's the keyword here, the opportunity. And then I see Ethan on the other side, and I was like, "What is happening with Ethan?" It's like he's like a roller coaster in AW somehow, because
Yeah.
I feel like you see him all of a sudden it's like him and Scorpio, and then they're gone, and then he's back, and then he's by himself, and then he's a Ring of Honor. I was like, "What is happening with Ethan?" It's like I don't understand this booking, and I hate it because I like him so much, and I
Mhm.
want the best for him. And I don't understand what's happening with his booking here whatsoever. Like, what's going on? Why is he so inconsistent? I don't get it. I really don't. It's like you gotta take advantage of Ethan while you can, and they're not.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's my rant.
Be- because that was a good rant. We love it.
Yes.
I agree 100%. And here's the thing, Ethan looks like money. He looks like you can print money. Why are we not
Yeah.
printing money? Do we not like money? Because
Yeah.
this is how you lose your audience. We like money, print the money, Ethan Page. That's it. Yeah. We're gonna go right into another match, and because I feel like we might get a
Baby hold that rant. That's a cute
yes.
name for it. I'll keep that name.
Yes.
This-
Listen, we love
Listen, I went to school a
ranting.
while ago. I'm not a student anymore. Please don't put that
Listen,
upon me.
listen, Linda. We need some more rants. Yes, we need to get some flavor in here.
Yes,
Tell me exactly how you feel, because if you don't, how will we know? How
that's
will
true.
we know? All right. So we have a Griff Garrison and Cole
Mhm.
Carter coming in with Maria Kanellis, and their first Kaz Jordan and Victor Costella. And I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know how I feel. It's not hitting like I think it should. I love a tag team. I love some cocky boys. I love I love Maria Kanellis. This is not hitting for me. Doesn't feel
I'm
good.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Something feels so off, you know? And Griff Garrison and Cole Carter, separate, I love. What
Hmm.
is off about this?
I was gonna say, let me wait till Auntie tells me how she feels, and then I'll tell her what.
The most exciting thing about this is the fact that Maria Kanellis has the Mask of Serpentico. If that is the one thing that you take from this group, these boys, is that their manager has the mask of someone that they're feuding with, you are no longer relevant. Your manager is relevant, and Maria
Hmm.
Kanellis has been relevant
Hmm.
since she's been in wrestling. Beautiful, lovely, talented, awesome. She's stealing the spotlight. And if your
Hmm.
manager is stealing the spotlight from you, if your manager is taking all of the storyline from you, what do you have? A pair of tights in the ring. That's it.
I, I thought the same thing, is even when to me, I would say what I always said on taking over is like, this was a match and it happened because the bell rang, because I cannot tell you what happened in it, because there was nothing to it. That's all I can say. I was like, my notes are Griffin Cole versus Kaz and Victor. Griffin Cole win.
Yeah.
I have nothing else about this, and like you, I kept thinking, hold on. It was like, I like the guys separate because I had seen Griff before, and obviously Cole being from
Hmm.
NXT before. I had seen him before as well. So it's like, I like their looks, and like you said, separately. But then when the victory happened and she raises their hands, my attention went to her. And it's
Hmm.
like, I love Maria and everything. Don't get me wrong, but if you guys are the focus, why am I looking at her and paying attention to her instead of you guys? And it's just like, she's the interesting part of the story and not even you guys. So I was like, what are you doing here then?
Exactly. Exactly. What
I
are
don't.
we doing? What are we doing? Every other match on this, even some of the enhancement talent matches have paragraphs. This has 3 sentences. They said Maria came to the ring with her boys,
Mhm.
didn't have the stolen mask of Serpentico.
Yeah.
The teams were pretty evenly matched.
Mhm.
Carter and Garrison got the win. So
Yeah, and they mentioned it during commentary, but she didn't have it, and I was like, to me, because I don't watch it regularly, it would have been nice for them when they talk about it, for her to like take it out of her jacket or whatever and show it to all of us
mhm,
on the way to the rings. It's like, to get that visual of like she has the mask of it, but they say it and then she doesn't show us. It's like, so I don't believe you. Then I don't think she has it.
right. What's going on? I don't know. The most important thing is your manager. So maybe get. It would have been kind of funny if one of the boys came out wearing it. Like I
Yeah.
I don't know. I also feel weird about people wearing other luchas masks. I don't know. Anything that
Mm.
touches nose and mouth, and
Yeah.
I just no. No, no, no. No.
Unless the new one, no.
No. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Uh so after that atrocious match, it wasn't bad. I shouldn't say atrocious. It was uninteresting.
Hmm.
It was
Yeah.
there. It existed. We went into a very exciting match. Dalton Castle versus Nick Camarado. Now, Nick Camarado is beautiful. He is fine. He came out and he had trimmed hair and I did not recognize him. It like do you know how in Beauty and the Beast when like like Beast transforms into regular human and Belle has that like
That look.
look, that's how I felt. I was like, I feel like I just watched him go from the Beast to like a handsome
Yeah.
prince, and I'm like, okay, but why did he trim his facial hair and his body hair, and why does he look like this, and he looks so unsure of himself? Why? Why?
I thought it was me, and then I saw him. I was like, "That is Nick?
Yeah.
Is it really?" It took me some getting used to like visually like see him like this
Mhm,
and know it was him, because when I saw the name in the entrance video, I was like,
mhm, mhm.
"Are you sure? Are you
Am
sure
I
that's him?"
remembering him wrong? That's how I was like,
Right?
what was going on?
I was like, "This is not a visual of Nick in my mind. It is
Oh
not."
my gosh.
But now I know. I was like, he definitely changed it. But yeah, I did not expect it the way he looked. It shocked me, and it took me some getting used to. I don't think I'm still not
I
used to
don't think
it.
I'm we don't have to, but the fact that he looked so uncomfortable kind of played into how hello, hello friend. Uh the way that he looked, the way that he was like carrying himself with Dalton Castle sauntering down the ring with his backup boys. He was in a better mood than the week before,
Mhm.
but he is with his backup boys and he fed the boys, whatever. The commentary was like, "Oh, they're taller." Like,
Oh, gosh.
but commentary did mention that when Dalton Castle took off his entrance gear, he was wearing the trunks he wore when he won the world title. One use
Mm.
voice. One use voice. Oh, they are disposable. They are single use boys. Um, I thought that was interesting that they had mentioned that. It kind of made me think,
Mm.
okay, are they shooing in, Dalton Castle for something bigger? Or are they just a lucky charm? And they kind of mentioned that is this hygiene? Like everybody has a lucky sock or a lucky pencil or a lucky, I don't know. I'm just thinking lucky charms. So
Yeah, the Papa Smokes.
hello, Papa Smokes.
I like I like it. Not only Bobby but Papa Smokes coming off of the interview with Ross Hart that happened on Respect Radio a few minutes, I would say, before we came on the air. So if you haven't checked it
Hmm.
out, go back and check it out.
Yeah,
So
it's in the replay. So if you want to watch that, put it on while you're cleaning the kitchen or sit down and intensely focus in on it. You should do it.
I mean, watch us and then watch that after.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Stay here, please. And we had a blast. Oh, blast in a glass. We love that. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Did you ever have like a lucky charm of anything or a lucky pencil or a
Hmm.
lucky ribbon?
I don't want to say lucky per se, but to me, it's always like my number. Because my birthday was last week. My number is always the 20th, and whatever I can get it in. Just like my sister, she was born June 16, so if she can get 16 on anything, she'll be happy. And then I end up with the number in like ways I never think about, but it's like my number's like 20, and that's it. So I don't have a thing. I have a
A
number.
lucky number. That's still a thing.
Yeah.
Listen, Taylor Swift has made an entire career off of having a lucky
Ha!
number
I
13.
gotta see the
So
Swift reference, people. There you go, Ed, in your face. I'm a
listen, ding
Swiftie. He
ding ding
hates it,
ding.
but it's nice to see like somebody else bring up Taylor Swift. That is not me.
Listen, Karma is my boyfriend. Karma is a god.
Yes.
Let's I will okay. Sorry. Taylor Swift and wrestling, they do go together, right?
I was
Like
gonna say we already have a collection on the YouTube channel for Taylor Swift references in the channel. See, another one for the list.
another one. I made the list. Yes.
In my face. I don't care if I Swifties or non-Swifties. Yes, sir. You do care. You hate when I bring her up, and this time it wasn't me. Okay.
Well, now it's a challenge. Now I'm gonna purposely try to interweave it into integrate. I don't know. Whatever the hell. Um
That is really a Swifty. I think so too.
Oh my gosh. So I'm trying to think of like things that I had lucky of. So I recently got this Karopi tattoo, right? I don't think you can see what
Okay.
here. It is necessary to show everybody. So I
Yes.
got a little cute Karopi, right?
Oh.
So cute, so cute. The best $50 I ever spent. You see it on a little flash sheet on an Instagram, and you're like,
Mhm.
I don't know why, but I just need to carve out 30 minutes and go get a little Karopi tattoo. But I got this like back in the 90s, they used to have like rubber pencils, right?
Mhm.
And some of them were clear. And so I had one, and I had like little decal designs of all the Sanrio characters, but each one had their own pencil. My favorite one was the Karopi one.
Mhm.
You couldn't put them in a like a pencil sharpener. You had to use the twisty.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
And I never wanted to use it. I never wanted to sharpen it. It was just I didn't even use the eraser. It was just my lucky pencil. And then some girl in school took it and somehow like snapped it because it had worn, whatever. Rubber breaks down. Do you know this? Rubber breaks down. And I learned this with my car actually because rubber has like a life of 10 years, and I've almost had my car for 10 years, and I was trying to figure out, why do I need to replace my belts? It's fine. It's there.
Mhm.
And the guy was like, well, has a life of 10 years, so they might be fine now. Your belts might be fine now, but rubber only has a lifespan
Mhm.
of 10 years. That's why sometimes with rubber bands, they lose their stretch, they snap, they
Mhm.
deteriorate. It's wild. It's wild that an organism. Sorry, this is like,
I was gonna say, this is that science class. Is this what we call
yeah,
it?
this is science class with Auntie Collins. Um, um, but yeah, rubber literally will deteriorate.
Mhm.
And somehow this pencil, probably the fact that I put it in the washing machine or whatever, it started deteriorating, and she broke it right in front of me and
Mhm.
definitely cried. I'm kind of getting emotional right now. So
Mm. I'll give you a fun fact though. I used to work at a
yeah.
Sanrio store right here at the airport, and guess what? I
What?
was the Hello Kitty in the front promoting the store.
This is
I,
blowing my mind.
send you pictures later, but yeah, I
I
was the
need
mascot in
them.
the front. Yeah, and I like how nobody knew what to do, but because I was the tiniest one in the store, I could easily do it. And then I made it my own in the type of way of like I kind of felt like my bosses were like, how did you get to do stuff like this? And I was like, well, I go to Disney all the time, so I know what I'm doing. I see them going to like blowing kisses and waving at people, and like I started doing like little poses with my leg out and everything, with her boot out and things like that. And I made my own autograph and everything with like the Hello Kitty in cursive. Like I
Oh
made it
my
my
god.
own thing, like my whole thing. It's like, how did you get so good at this? Like, well, I go to Disney. I watch people do stuff like this all the time, so I know what I'm doing. You can't talk, so you gotta use your hands and your body somehow. Yeah,
That's all wrestling is, by the way. Moving your hands and
yeah,
bodies and being somebody else. So
yeah. It was fun.
I love it. I love
Plus,
that.
you get
I
to scare
learned.
some kids.
Yeah, you probably would have scared me because I don't like mascots. So if I can't,
Oh
as a kid, if you didn't have a
no. Mm.
face like a human
Oh yeah,
face,
yeah. I would
that
tell
would
my
be
younger sisters
funny.
because they were like, I would say I don't want to say babies, but they were almost babies, and I would tell them it's me, and holy moly, that I couldn't even do it.
Ah!
Yeah, but they got used to it later, but it's just fun seeing people and they look at me and they think I'm not real, and I will wave at them, kind of give them like a little kind
Oh
of
my
princess, and it's
god.
like, oh my god, Hello Kitty, say hi to me. I was like, I got you.
Terrifying. Literally terrifying. You
Now
terrify
imagine seeing
children.
that at the airport. People are not used to seeing that at the airport. They used to seeing it at theme parks. But
Yeah,
now when you
that's
go to the
true.
airport and you arrive and you're like, oh, there's a Hello Kitty store. Oh shoot, I can meet Hello Kitty in the front too.
Yep. There you
There you
go.
go. Yeah, I'll send you pictures later though.
I can't wait to see. My goodness. But we were talking about Dalton Castle and Nick Camarado. So, we were talking about Lucky Trunks, right? So,
Yeah.
we're seeing both men are wrestling with confidence that is a little bit bruised, right? So somehow Nick Camarado you started using his size, right? And Dalton Castle was fighting like he was when he was champion. So it was really exciting to see both of them go. Dalton Castle went for the bang ring and got the 3 count. That's it. It was a great match. I liked it. Kind of sandwiched with what we were talking about, but I think the ending was what we were here for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end, Taya Valkyrie's music hits, which I absolutely love. It's so good.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And she came, on the on the ramp, and she was chastising Dalton Castle, calling him irresponsible for losing the boys, when we all know that Taya and Johnny were the one who lost the boys. And she said she was glad that we lost the boys because they were bad boys.
No.
How would you feel? How would you feel? How would you feel if someone called your boys bad boys?
Yeah, it's a big no-no.
That's rude.
No.
But I mean, the way that she said that they were misbehaving because Dalton Castle never loved them and gave them what they deserved. That's how you cut Dalton Castle to the quick. That's everything that he's loved, everything that he's appreciated, all the energy that he's put into something like the boys, and Johnny TV took advantage and beat the snot out of Dalton Castle. And they both just stood over Dalton Castle in the end, making out.
Get a room.
Yeah. That's what commentary was saying. Oh, get a room. Can we go to a commercial? Let's go somewhere else.
Give us something different.
Because yeah, gross. And I think that that's kind of what it's supposed to be, right? We're supposed to be, oh, gross, blah, blah. My
Yeah.
eyes. My gosh, my dog is. What are you doing, Miss Lady? She's brought in 4 separate toys, and she's like trying to figure out which one she wants to pick up. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
But after this segment, we go to a video vignette. We've seen all these video vignettes of Eddie Kingston. Now we see one of Mark Briscoe, the Nashville Chicken, right? Wait, not Nashville. What did they call him? What did they call him? I can't remember.
Is that is the like his Twitter user, like Sussex Chicken? I
Yeah,
think it's called,
the
right? Or
Southern
something
Chicken
like
or
that.
something. I
I
can't
don't know.
remember. I'm thinking of Nashville Hot. See, I'm hungry over here. It's dinner time for me over here. Nashville Hot Chicken. That's spicy as tits over here. But in the video vignette, yeah, we see a detailed history of the city of Philadelphia, how much it means to the Briscoes, mentioning Jay Briscoe, motivating him. Mark Briscoe then addressed Eddie Kingston, promising, bring the old Eddie. Bring the old Eddie.
Yeah.
And man up. What do you think of this?
I really love this because not only do we get the old video package of Jay in the background as he's repeating the words that Mark is saying, and it's like man up, and then he says it on his end too.
Mm-hmm.
And the part of like he talks about Eddie is like, Eddie, you lost the championship, so here you go back to your mentor. You try to like refocus, but he's like, to me, it's meaningful not only Philadelphia, but the part that's 11 years after his brother has won the world championship. Is
Mm-hmm.
like this is my time to get it. I like how he also asks about the Continental Classic, and it's like, oh, I tried going for that gold, but it didn't work out.
Yeah.
but like by this is the championship that I won instead. And I got he said he's like my wings were clipped, and he's like I was humbled once again like after losing the Continental Classic. But I love the background that we get here between Jay's video and then Mark's video, and the back and forth they had there of like from past to present, and then the history that they have as brothers as a tag team. He's like I basically had to go from being a tag team to learning how to be by myself, and it's like it's getting me in my feels, and it's like I'm gonna end up crying when I know I won't be able to watch it when the day off because of WrestleMania, but when I do watch it, I'm gonna be in my fields, and I I cannot. I'm gonna need another box of Kleenex between that and the Bray Wyatt special that weekend. It's no, I cannot.
I've just kind of reserved my tear ducts. Tear ducts. I'm just gonna be a hot mess all weekend. Plus,
Yeah.
that weekend, like I'm supposedly getting married. I don't know.
Supposedly, I'm kidding.
Supposedly. I mean, I've signed some documents already, but whatever. I
Mm.
guess. I know. And why did I plan it this weekend? Why did I do that? Did
It's
you ever
okay.
watch Total Divas?
Oh yeah.
So, oh yeah. So but like Brie and uh Danielson plan their wedding right around WrestleMania time.
Hmm.
And she's making all these plans, and like Danielson is like, I have to train for WrestleMania.
Hmm.
And she's,
Crazy.
they're doing the whole thing, and like that was like their big thing of like, we have to do it now. And he's like,
Hmm. By the timing though,
WrestleMania.
for me later, the timing is like if you I don't know if you look back, I think it was every season, but it almost felt like there was a wedding per season at that point.
Yeah,
And I
kind
think
of.
they were
Yeah.
the first one.
Yeah.
And after that I went,
Mm,
the timing of this, it's very interesting. But this video package though, it definitely happened. Like I'm like, let me I tried to like listen to it and not watch it because I was like, it's gonna keep me here, and it's like I don't want to
yeah.
cry right now, especially before the show. It's like let me keep my feelings to myself for the moment until after this happens.
Yeah.
But still, like I think you mentioned it last week with Kimmy too. And it's like this feels like it's Briscoe's time, and it would have been nice
Hmm.
to have, like you said. I know you and Kyle always rant about this, and I am along with your feels here as well. Of like we want a champion that's there, and
Yeah.
it's unfortunate that we had times with Eddie, because I love Eddie a lot too. But it's unfortunate that you had Eddie as a champion and he hasn't been there when he won the championship. You kind of felt like he'll be that face of that brand and that kind of atmosphere with him alongside with Athena. To me, it felt like more like it could have been something more equal. And then I feel like now with Briscoe, we're definitely probably gonna get that opportunity of having somebody that's more present there, more than obviously Eddie has been so far. So I have a feeling Eddie's definitely gonna be losing though.
I think that I mean, I definitely agree with you. I think that we're on the precipice of our shakeup, right? So I'm not Kyle, so I don't know the dates, but we haven't seen your main champion. We haven't seen your TV champion. We haven't seen your pure
Hmm.
champion. We haven't seen your tag team champion. We haven't seen your six-man tag champs. That's all your men's
Hmm.
championships. We've seen your women's champion, and now we're seeing all these women vying for the television championship.
Yep.
All of your men's champions have not been on the show. We're doing video packages. They're already showing up in the back. Put a
Yep.
freaking
I
camera on
mean,
them.
I figure we'll put it here. We have the Athena versus Sheeta, of course, and then Queen Aminata versus Billy Sykes. I saw somebody on Twitter
That's what
say
I'm
this is
excited.
woman of honor, and I was like, this is very accurate. Just keep it
Yeah.
that way, because today we
Yeah.
got the announcement of this the
Oh my
Yoshi
god.
6-person team.
Oh my
I know,
god.
I know. Mel was like loving this already too. So I love how beautiful this looks with all the girls in this graphic, and I don't watch Stardom, so I'm just excited to watch it and see how they go about it and how the audience reacts to them, because it's gonna be such an introduction to that audience. I'm gonna love this.
I am so excited. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yep,
That's
love the
so exciting.
graphic.
I mean, I'm hoping that because that's going to be on is that going to be on Supercard, or is that going to be on? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be on Supercard.
Hmm. Yeah, I thought it would have said I was gonna say kickoff, the 0 hour, but it doesn't say on
It
that one
doesn't
at
say
least.
0 hour.
Mm.
Yes, women
Maybe there's
of
hope.
honor, women of honor, women of honor.
There's hope.
Yeah. No boys allowed. Oh my
And we have
gosh.
Bobby saying it here.
Yeah, what the fuck, boys?
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Speaking of boys, we are jumping into Colt Cabana and Brandon Cutler versus Nope, that's not a word. Wreck Lawless and Bryce
Hmm.
Donovan. What did you think of this match?
Is this the first time that Cabana and Brandon team up like this?
No, 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 no,
No.
no, no.
Okay.
They've been together.
Okay. Okay. Because I was gonna say I miss listening to the theme song. So I was like, I'm always
Me
like,
and the I
ah.
made the note. It's funny that they're using it and Nicholas and Matthew are not using it right now.
Yes,
So it's
but I
like,
definitely love that part of like listening to that theme song because I miss it looking going like this too. Once I heard it, I went, "Oh my god, the theme song!" Yes, I was so
yeah,
happy about it. But no, I love not only that, but their matching gears. I love when that
I
happens in the
know.
teams. It's like it's gonna sound funny, but they're ridiculous in the most fun way. And this is the best way I can describe them together as a team because they're
Mhm,
ridiculous the way they are in the ring, but they were so fun to watch. And
mhm,
it's like once they do like the moves together and like the dancing, and they try to make it seem that they're gonna jump over the top rope, but they actually go through the middle one. And there's so many
mhm.
moments of like the timing of the stuff, the way they do things together. It's so like goofy, but in such a fun way. And this was probably the most fun match I think of the night for me, and they kept my attention too. It was like they did that belly flop and that airplane spin that Cutler did. Oh my god, that airplane spin was priceless.
That
I
was
like how
so
Cabana
good.
tried to help him, and it's so funny the way he did.
Mhm.
I love that part so much, and I like how after he's done it, he throws. I think was it Lawless when he throws the guy out after the spin, and then Cabana goes, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And then Brenda just nods and keeps going. And I was
Yeah.
like, I just loved it, and even the ending, just like the combination for the moves together. And it was like I just it was so much fun to watch him. I was like, and then I just listened to the theme song again. It's like that was my probably my fun match of the night.
It was definitely a fun match, to be had. It was, silly in all the ways that it should be, but yeah, I love Brandon Cutler, I love Colt Cabana, I think that they're fantastic, and I mean, they've had spots in matches where they've had the cold spray being sprayed on them by House of Black, which was super funny, super silly, and it's it's just it's fun all around, right? But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, this was a comedy match. It kind of broke up some of the seriousness and kind of monotony that Ring of Honor can be. Um, Cole Cabana and Baron Cutler took the win here. Fairly predictable.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, if you wanna have a goofy little match to put on,
Mhm.
that's my pick for the week. So it's fun. I love when wrestling is fun. Um, so we jumped right in. This is what I love about Ring of Honor sometimes when they're just
Mhm.
trying to like fit in match. They're trying to procrastinate their homework, right? They're like an
Mhm.
ADHD child trying to prep for school. They're like, "Oh, we procrastinated getting up to this pay-per-view. We're just going to do match. So something can culminate here. So somehow we'll get an A grade, but
Mhm.
not all fans buy into it. Some people like me go, I see what you're doing. I see that you panicked and you're like, oh, something will stick on the wall somehow. I don't know. We'll get a match and then see what people say on social media, or
Mhm.
like we'll figure out if there's a storyline or whatever along the way. But that's my opinion. That is my own opinion about Ring of Honor and how they make their pay-per-views. Because sometimes it feels like, oh yeah, we said there was going to be a pay-per-view. Oh crap. I guess we got to book things. Um
Mhm.
but yeah, another thing that they're booking is Action Andretti teaming with Top Flight
Mhm.
versus KPK, which is so many enhancement talents. They said that Abu, this was his first time on Ring of Honor. Um, I'm a little bit, I have a little bit of whiplash from this because I want to know, is Top Flight, are they going for the trios titles? Like, are they a tag team on their own and they're forgetting about Action Andretti? Because I like Action Andretti being with them. It seems like a natural fit. They even have gear that's similar, right? So
I was
like,
thinking that too. I kept thinking I love how Brandon and Cabana have the matching gear, and then we go to this match, and I kept looking at them and thinking they announced them as Top Flight and Action and Training. Why don't you just call them Top Flight, all three of them together? Because he
right.
fits so well with them, and then I kept noticing the gear because I don't know if it was exactly the same, but it looked very similar. I was
It's
like, they just look like they belong together. Just call all three of them Top Flight.
yeah, right. The way that Action Andretti looks like, it's like, to me, what is it? All the different brands of Dr. Pepper, right? You have, like, they all look similar lining up together. Maybe the font is different. Maybe the font is italicized. Maybe there's a
Hmm.
splash in the background where it wasn't. It's all the same thing.
Hmm.
It is Dr. Pepper. Everybody knows Dr. Pepper. You think it's Mr. Pibb? You think it's I'm starting to forget all the different Dr. Pepper names. If someone tells me, I, I will read them out. I will read them out in my most
Somebody.
dramatic name, because there's so many different Dr. Pepper names, which I just think Action Andretti is like Dr. Right. Whatever the grocery store equivalent of Top Flight would be, right? That's how I feel. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I get it. You guys go together. But
Ah, Bobby. Oh no, Bobby. No.
listen,
Ah, I hate the word Fedora. I cannot even say it. Ah, plethora. There, I can't even say
well,
it. I hate that
I
word.
was like, what? What are you trying to say there?
Okay, I have an excuse. English is my second language.
That's true. That's true. I have no
So,
excuse.
plethora. I hate the
You're
word. Thanks, Bobby. You had to bring it up.
listen. I get it.
No.
I get it. But yeah, that's my only qualm. Is that a qualm? Qualm? I
See,
don't know.
even you're struggling.
I don't even know. English is my first language. Spanish is my second language, kind of. So there we go. Um,
Oh,
uh,
jeez.
but yeah, that's all I really had to say about this match. I mean, there's a lot of flippy shit after having a really comedic heavy match. This was very serious, very fast hitting. Um, I know that Top Flight and Action Andretti have spent the last couple weeks teaming together,
Mhm,
but for some reason they're only doing that on Ring of Honor
mhm,
and not AEW television, where they're also part of
yeah.
actively, where it's just Top Flight and not Action Andretti. Why are we not continuing? Why are we not rewarding the fans for watching both? Because I watch both.
Mm,
Not a lot of
mm,
people watch both. Give me a
mhm,
reason. Give me a
mhm.
reason to watch both. Watch all five, whatever it is. I don't know. It's a lot of things.
It really is.
But
No, no, like you said, it's the enhancement talent on this one, and we get to see a little bit from each one of the guys before the match is over, which is great to see them together. But again, it just made me think of like, why isn't it just Top Flight? And I keep thinking like, what's the point in this match? What's like as a whole,
right.
aside from having like a quick match because nothing else would happen to it. Oh my gosh, I
And
can't wait.
that's a that's also the thing, is that in the end, Action Andretti got the the win. He did the split-legged moonsault to get the 3 count. So
Mhm,
like, if we're giving him the win, if we're giving him the pin week after week after week,
yeah.
why not reward him? Why not reward the fans and be the newly crowned member of Top Flight? Make all of your pants look the same.
And I kept thinking like I thought they would announce something with the trio titles, being that obviously they look like they're going moving forward as a trio. And
Mhm.
then look so far looking at their Twitter account, nothing else aside from Kyle and Lee, and then the Yoshi 6-person tag that got announced.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see.
See, they're rushing. They're rushing to finish it. I don't know what's going on with my hair. Sorry. Um,
Same with me. Oof.
I am like, if I think about it too hard, I will get angry about the tag
No.
titles because the current champions are legitimate, right?
Mhm.
They're legitimate.
Yeah.
And I feel like because Bullet Club Gold is like there's a huge lineage to it. It would be great to
Mhm.
incorporate that on the show and like have people watch it and be like referencing New Japan and referencing this huge lineage and how Jay White is leading it. And why is it not on my television?
And I think that one thing that I've hoped when Ring of Honor started, I would hope they kind of had a reset with AEW in a way and just kind of, I don't want to say draft, like a WWE draft, but like something
Yeah.
similar to it, and just say, like Athena belongs to Ring of Honor. She's only giving Ring of Honor because we've seen that. And then let's say this one's the champion. Let's have him Ring of Honor, but not in AEW, and have that balance. Because I feel like if you have more of the champions and the champions present in Ring of Honor, then that leaves space for people that are AEW people in the AEW
Mm-hmm.
programming, and like that have that type of balance. Because you see, for example, like you mentioned, that Athena is just in Ring of Honor, Billy Sex is just Ring of Honor. You don't see her in AEW, but then you see people like
Yep.
Bullet Club in AEW, and you see like Matt Taven and Mike over here in AEW, but the Maria's in Ring of Honor. So it's like it seems kind of like confusing in that type of way. And it's like I feel like that definitely kind of say you're officially like part of Ring of Honor. You're staying here and that's it. And I feel like not only that, but you have like I was gonna say Honor Ramble. I was and you have the subscription there. So I was like, you can make your show as long as you want it to be because you don't have restrictions from a like a regular TV show like has. So I don't understand that type of view. And I hadn't even noticed it because I have been to the Orlando tapings when I don't want to say reset, but when they restarted Ring of Honor, and
Yeah.
to me I love the setting there because they had built that or rebuilt that building specifically for Ring of Honor, only for it to leave not even a couple weeks later, probably like a month into it if I'm not mistaken or so. So and then seeing it tonight, it just looks so empty, and it's like it looked kind of sad to me. I don't want to describe it that
Oh,
way, but that's the best way I can think about. And it just like that's what made me think of like Ring of Honor needs that kind of reset, because if you would have left it in Orlando where it was, it would have been full of people because we literally I when I came in there was I was almost standing. They actually found me a seat towards the front because it was full of people because people
hmm.
wanted to see it, and it was full. Like every session was sold out for a reason, and it looked fuller and it looked like the graphics looked great on it too. And it's like this is definitely not the same.
Yeah.
See, this is so good that you were more inclined to say Hunter Rambo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
integrate it into your
Yes.
lexicon. Yeah, I it's a good it's people are talented on the show, don't get me wrong. I
Mhm.
just would like my champions to matter.
Yeah.
So let's jump back into the show. Otherwise, we will be here for another hour. Because we could go. I could go. Um, we do have a video package recapping what the ROH Women's World Television Title Tourney is as a refresh. Because in case you forgot, this is what's happening. And I like that they took the time to do that. It's great.
Mhm.
If you didn't watch last week or, you're new or whatever, it gets you pumped.
Mhm.
Okay, you prove that you can do that. Where are my other ones?
Yeah.
See? I'm going to go on a rant. Where's your pure champion? He's out. He's out with injury. Oh no. Make him drop the title. I always get so intimidated by this. Make him drop the title.
Yeah.
He's injured. That's what
Yeah.
happens. That's what
Yeah.
happens. You get injured, you drop the title.
Yeah.
Drop the title.
I don't get it. But
That's what I'm saying. Well, we jumped also right into the best match of the night.
Bobby, it's a long weekend stream on a different. I'm glad I don't work
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah. Oh my gosh. We're jumping right into another match. We have Kiera Hogan versus Diamante. I learned last week that they are dating in real life, which makes it even more saucy.
Yes.
And now that I know that information, I've told like 4 people who have been like, "I know. What is wrong with you? How do you not know?" I didn't know. I didn't know. How was I supposed to know? Was I supposed to ask them, "Hey, are you guys dating?" I just thought they were
Hmm.
friends. They were roommates. That's a Vine joke. Um, but this is a Women's World TV title tournament rematch.
Hmm.
Two badass women. Both women had all of their chips on their shoulders, so to speak. They had their it felt a little more personal. This wasn't just a rematch. This was personal. And in the tournament, Diamante came up on top. So Kiera Hogan, I feel like, has the bigger role to fill. Diamante already knows what to do here, and Kiera Hogan has her work cut out for her. Um, I love this match. I love when women wrestlers are like, both of them could just beat my ass. So I want to see that. And I want to see them physically, like, what is their skill set? What is their niche, right? And both of them were evenly matched in physicality and their move set, where they concentrated. There really wasn't much surprises during this match, but I do feel that Diamante does have the more strikes. What is that called? I can't think of words, but she's a little bit more hard hitting, right?
Yeah.
She has a little bit more gusto, a little bit more cheaty, where she's does anything to win. Where Kiera Hogan, I feel, is a little bit more straight laced, a little bit more skilled, a little bit more strategic in that regard. But they just kept going back and forth and back and forth, and I love when women beat each other's asses and outshine the men, especially since they're in the main event. And this was my match of the night. But what did you think?
I was gonna say the same thing because even with, I don't get me wrong, I like Blake and I like Kyle,
Yeah.
and between this one and JD and Evo Uno, those were like two like matches of the night in
Hmm.
different ways. And like you said, they were so hard hitting. I love how they were able to go at it with each other. We had a moment that Kira does like a submission bridge on Diamante,
Oh,
like towards the beginning of the match. That was just a beautiful sight. I love how well she did it,
hmm.
and that bridge is beautiful, to be honest. And I love the back and forth they have with each other, to the point of like you don't know who's gonna win this match. And it was
Yeah.
so fun. I would have added 5 more minutes to this match at least, because I like how I was going and I didn't want it to end, and it just ended. I was like, dang it, I just wanted
Yeah.
more from them. And they were so fun together. It just reminds me when it's one of those, like, I want to say theories when people say like when you're like very close to each other, you end up hitting each other even harder. Because if you notice, when the people are like best friends or they're dating, they end up hitting each other harder than
I
most people
know.
for
They're
some
like, I'm not
reason.
going to be
So
careful.
no, it's like when you see like Sasha and Bailey, for example, it's like when you think
Hmm.
about them, they're best friends, but they go harder with each other than everybody else. And it's like
Hmm.
you can see that in this match too. And and just like the win came out of nowhere at the same time. It felt like when it ended,
Hmm.
it's like, dang it, I was hoping she would get out because I wanted more from it. And I was enjoying both of them together. So, and I'm glad it could go either way. I would have been happy with either one of them winning. It's nice to see Kira getting that kind of highlight there. But I mean, at the end, it'll be nice because now between Queen Aminata and Billy, whoever wins is gonna go against Kira afterwards. So it's like, so that'll be interesting
Absolutely.
either way.
I think that Kira winning this match in the end was the right decision. I think that Diamante didn't have her friend Mercedes to back her up, you know? And I'm not saying that Diamante has to rely on cheating to win, but it does help. But I do like how Kira did fight back, both hard hitting, and it was a snap suplex. I posted on my Twitter this week, what is your favorite wrestling move? And not necessarily what is the best move, but what is
Mhm.
the best wrestling move? And a lot of people said the suplex, right? There's so many different variations of the suplex, Northern Lights, German, what have you. But that snap suplex, it's quick, it's nasty. If you don't hit it right, you're dead, right? But like between hers and Kenny Omega's Snapdragon suplex, like,
Oh yeah, I love his too.
oh, it looks like it hurts, you know?
And I wish, like, to me, they do it so quick, especially when like Kenny does it so quickly. I wish I could slow it down and see what happens move by move when it happens.
Yeah.
But he does it so quickly. I feel like I cannot catch up with it. I feel like I blinked and I was like, dang it, I almost missed it.
Yeah, frame by frame by frame. I need it. So, um, but yeah, great match of the night. It should have been main event, but I'll settle. I'll figure it out. But all right, we did jump into Evil Uno versus JD Drake. Every time I see JD Drake, I just think of hobbits, and I know that he's not small like a hobbit. He just reminds me of a giant hobbit, and I I love him so much, and I know that we're trying to get him on television because the Workhorsemen,
Mhm.
they were supposed to be in the tag tournament. They ended up having to I don't know. I guess they were announced, and then they had to go out because of injury.
Mhm.
But JD Drake is still in action. He's my little giant hobbit. And this was a great big boy match, right? Big
Yeah.
big hossy men. And I don't know, I love when wrestlers slap each other, like when they're big. It was
Yeah.
just slapping, like that noise. I love that. I love big boys. Big meaty men slapping meat. That's the thing,
I was
right?
about to say. I was like, not only that, but I think when they started with the chops and everything, like being bigger guys, like there's a moment of like Evo Uno hits JDJ so hard that he just stumbles up on the floor, and then when he does it to Evo Uno like stumbles, and you see like
Oh.
JDJ take his moment so that Evo Uno can take his moment for a
Mhm.
breather there. And my favorite thing about this whole thing is how the confidence of Evo Uno with his dancing and everything and the chanting of like the sexy Uno. I was like, where did this come from? I think, what did I
Where?
miss in here?
Right.
I was like, what
I
is this? This is not the Evo Uno I'm used to, but I like it though. I like the
Mhm.
like that type of attitude and the way he was playing off with the crowd with the sexy Uno chants. Like, hmm, I like it.
Yeah. They were definitely slapping the titties off each other, right? Goodbye nipples. And it's one of those things that like they were just constantly egging each other on,
Mhm.
making each other so pumped up with rage and emotion that like those are the best kinds of matches because I could just see, big men slapping me, whatever. But this felt like, oh, that you hit me harder than I thought. Okay, I'm gonna hit you
Mhm.
harder back. I give you cookie, got you cookie, right? You give me cookie, got you cookie. You slap me, I slap you. We're slapping each other. I'm just gonna keep slapping you. And it was exciting. Loved every second of it. It was great. Mm, wasn't as long as I thought it would have been, but it definitely was exactly what it needed to be. So, but Evil Uno did take the win over JD Drake. So, you know, we'll see what happens with that. But we did cut to a promo backstage for Hikaru Shida saying that she is the most excited to finally face Athena after promising that she would bring a new era to Ring of Honor. What did you think of that? So also I must have missed uh Sheeta. I know that when she showed up, she had the blonde in her hair. I didn't realize how blonde it was. I thought it was just like a couple streaks, right? For some reason when I first saw her, I was like, "Who's that?" Oh, that's Sheeta. Okay. We literally just saw her. Why does she
Mhm.
look so different? Why does she look so polished? What's happening?
Yeah,
I'm
I feel
getting
like the only thing I didn't like about this was the timing because
no.
you could tell this was before the match, before she interrupted Athena's match at the end, before she gave for
Mhm.
the save. So it just felt weird because she's so well put together because she didn't just ran off to go get to go after
Right.
Athena. So I was like, that's the only thing that this I would have done it somewhere. I know it would have interrupted the Athena match, but I would have done it
Mhm.
maybe towards like the beginning and moved Athena's match a little bit more down the card so that you could do this promo kind of first, then Athena's match. It would have made more sense, I think, in that aspect of it. That's the
Absolutely.
only thing that But to me, I don't even call her Hikaru Shida. I just call her Holy Shida at this point because that's what it feels like every time I
Yeah.
see her. So she's Holy Shida for me.
Mhm.
But no, I like the promo of like, and she talked very well as well. She was really expressed herself really well here, and I like seeing her on the screen. It just felt like the time it was, I don't want to say awkward, but it's the best thing I can think of right now, um, of her coming, because you can tell they did this before she ran off there because she was really put together compared to how it was later. So I'll say that's the only thing I would have done in that aspect. But again, it's just to give us a little bit of like more insight of like, Athena should be scared of Shida because she's, 3-time world champion, and having
Mhm.
that I don't want to say temptation, but having on the verge of like the new era in Ring of Honor there. And I think it will be cool in that aspect that she does win though, because she will be the first one to have both the AW and Ring of Honor Women's World Championships. We
Yep.
haven't had anything like that for the women so far. So I think that will be something that's exciting and new. The thing that she has for herself is that she can say, I think she's the only 30-time AW Women's World Champion. So it's like so far we haven't had a lot of like history moments for the women in that aspect when it comes to championships. So that's
Mhm.
the only reason why I would like to see something like that happen to Sheeta. But again, it's like, I can't go against Athena, so sorry.
I feel that. So, this leads us to our main event. We have our ROH Men's World Television Champion finally on freaking television, Kyle Fletcher versus Blake Christian. We've seen Blake Christian on Ring of Honor television many times in the last couple months. Um, there was a couple. Hold on. Do, 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 do.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing him when I went to the tapings that first time as well.
Yeah.
And I got so used to the way he was in NXT that seeing him in Ring of Honor, I feel like, dang, this guy can really go. And that's what I like about seeing him, because he didn't have any kind of restrictions, to put it like that. And I feel
Hmm.
like I could see more from him. So it was nice to see it happening again in this match too. Um, I feel like it was a good back and forth, but again, we knew like Kyle being the champion, Supercard of Honor is around the corner.
Yeah.
Blake was not gonna win that anyway. And the way it's been with like him and how Lee was talking about the match before, you already had a feeling that Kyle was gonna still win the match. I did like the part of Lee coming out and just clapping for him and like having that almost like a face off in there, to end the show. And I did like that, but again, I would have done like the woman should have been the main event, but that's just a me thing.
So I did see people online talking about why is Blake Christian getting a shot at the television title? He doesn't deserve it. Because the last we did see of Blake Christian, he was being defeated by Commander. That was back on February 24th. That's what I was looking up, and things were loading. But Blake Christian is your current GCW world title or champion over here. He's defeated the likes of Sawyer Wreck, Masha Slamovich, John Wayne Murdaugh, uh, Fuego del Sol, Homicide, Jack Cartwheel, Dark Sheik, Marcus Mathers. The list goes on. The pair of Blake Christian and Willie Mack was one of our first shows where he talks about that. He definitely has been on Ring of Honor more than Kyle Fletcher in the last couple of months. So
Yeah.
people saying that, oh, why does Blake Christian get it? He's been on the show more. He's been on television, which is where this title belongs, is on television. So, I mean, anybody that's been on television week after week after week kind of deserves it, but I digress. Finally seeing Kyle Fletcher on the show, no package, no nothing, no, oh, guess what? Kyle Fletcher, yeah, he faced this guy named Will Ospreay when he returned
Mhm.
a month ago, right? And I know that he's coming back from, having visa issues, and I get that happened. But like he also was on Rampage, right? Teaming
Mhm.
with Powerhouse Hobbs, where he lost. And I didn't like seeing a champion lose on AEW television. Like, how are you supposed to like sell Ring of Honor to your non-Ring of Honor
Mhm.
fans? Like, oh, watch your television uh champion here lose to the best friends, which is, whatever. So I'm just so like annoyed because I mean, Kyle Fletcher has lost to Will Ospreay. I mean, back in January, he lost to Chris Jericho. I'm
Yeah.
just, I mean, the last time he was on Ring of Honor television was the 10th of January against Christopher Daniels.
Wow.
And like, yeah, there was a period of time where Kyle was on television week after week after week. Kyle Fletcher has defeated Lee Johnson before, back in November. And I remember this because I was like, oh, why is Lee Johnson getting a shot? So now you have Lee Johnson getting week after week after week. Cool, cool, cool. But like, tell a story for me. Give me a reason to believe that Kyle Fletcher is important. This match was I was C. I don't know, it's regular. It was like, okay, you have a champion and you have a defender. Let's have this match. There was like a gnarly DDT that I was like, okay, cool, we're gonna ramp up this match. And I just feel like it just didn't get off the ground. And that sucks because it's your main event. And I'm supposed to like be hyped, right? We have a week until Supercard, and I was not hyped. And it's not like these guys are bad wrestlers, but I want to be hyped. I want this to sell me on spending time on Friday to watch the show. And I wasn't. I mean, the crowd was into it. I really loved how the crowd was booing. I loved that. Yes, give me character work. Give me heel work of your challenger. Make me believe in Kyle Fletcher as a champion. I'm not believing.
No, it just like you said, it was like I feel like it didn't pick up the way it usually picks up, like not only between both of them as against each other, but like in separate. I feel like it never got like the time, like that energy it needed. Um, I like Kyle, but just like he doesn't get the reaction he should have as champion. I feel like Athena gets a better reaction than he does, and it's kind of hard to give somebody a reaction when you don't see them often. And it's like,
Yeah,
are you a
you
face? Are
forgot.
you a heel? How do I feel about you? Do I like you? Do I hate you? How do you
Mm-hmm.
know if you don't see them? So it's like you have to have them spend time so that people can actually feel for something for these people. And like you said, it just like I feel like I was cheering on for both of them, him and Will Ospreay, when the match was happening, because I'm like, here, this is one of those matches. Like, I want everybody to have fun because I can't pick a
Yeah.
winner for this one. But then for this match, I was like, I already know Kyle's winning.
Yeah.
So how do I invest myself in this one? You're not gonna give me an ounce of doubt that Blake is gonna win this.
So this match, according to Cage Match, was 8 minutes and 5 seconds. Here are all the matches on the card that were longer than it. Evil Uno and JD Drake were longer, 10 minutes and 15 seconds. Kiera Hogan and Diamante, 8 minutes and 32 seconds. Everything else was about 5 minutes or just over 2 minutes. Not a lot of long wrestling, right? Which is fine. You don't need to have these long bouts. But the fact that your main event was only 8 minutes and it never felt like it got going, it felt like I don't know if you ever had car trouble, right? I had a car that when it rained, it didn't start. I kid you not. And I lived in Washington at the time. So it rained a lot. And so I would get it to like start going, right? And every time I took it to the mechanic, they were like, it's fine. Your car's fine. I don't know what it is. For some reason, something would happen. So I had to, try to park it in the carport to convince my car. But it would get going and then like sometimes like stall out, right? This is what happens when you have manual transition. It would stall out and it'd be difficult to get it going again. I just felt like this match, we were going, getting some momentum and it would stall out. And it took a little bit of time to try to maneuver and get back into gear. And I should not feel this a week away from your pay-per-view. A week away from a match that I've already seen. I've already seen Kyle Fletcher versus Lee Johnson. I've already seen that match. Why? I'm supposed to watch my television show with my television champion, and I feel like it's not starting. There was definite ring rust on Kyle
Mhm.
Fletcher. This is no issue with Blake Christian. Blake Christian wrestles week after week after week after week. All these matches, I listed all the people that he's fought. I mean, he's the GCW freaking champion for a reason. What is going on with Kyle Fletcher? I feel like he doesn't even care. And now I don't want to, and I hate not caring. I don't
Yeah.
know.
And this
My
is why
little
it's on a
rant
ramble.
is called Honor Ramble. But that was your main event. What did you think of the show as a whole? I think that we've kind of talked about it, but what do you think?
I feel like it was a roller coaster for me. That's the best way I can describe it. Because okay, going back from the beginning, like I like Athena, that her match, and then the Griffin Cole match is like, fine. Nick
Yeah.
and Dalton was okay, and then um, Brandon Cutler and Cabana, that was fun to watch, and then Top Flight is like in Action and Ready. I liked them, but then the match is just like it was too short, so I don't get to like really enjoy before it really gets going. And then
Mm-hmm.
Kieran Diamante, I enjoyed it. JD Drake and Evil Uno, I enjoyed it. And then the main event went boop. So yeah,
Yep.
it was. I was in a roller coaster, which is fine with me because I'm the theme park person. I'm in Orlando here, so it, it goes with me.
It yeah, it definitely felt like I don't know. It it
Yeah,
felt
it's feel like
off.
yeah, like inconsistent is I think the word I can think of in a way because it just like you started feeling a certain way and then it brings you down and then you go back up again and brings you down again. It's like it's definitely a roller coaster.
Yeah, I felt like what is that Katy Perry song? You're hot and you're cold. You're yes, then you're no. You're
Yes.
in, then you're out. Up. That's how I felt.
Yep.
Ragdolled around, starting and
Mm-hmm.
stopping.
Yep.
If you had to give this show a grade, what would you give it?
Ugh. I I don't want to say I'm stuck, but yeah, I'm stuck between like a B and a C because it wasn't bad, but like again, the roller coaster of emotions doesn't say what with me in that aspect.
I feel like I don't know, maybe this is just me. Um, so I did this one time in middle school where it was a two-page test, but I only did the first page. And then I got a failing grade. And I was like, why? And my teacher was like, you did perfect on the first page, but your back page, you didn't do it. Always remember to turn your test over. That's what this match was, or this entire show was.
Mhm.
It was great matches. There were great story progression. Kira Hogan, great. Evil Uno versus JD Drake. That was your longest match. But you
Yeah.
had some real stinkers. What is this Cole Carter and Griff Garrison thing going on? Right? What is happening with that? I'm
Mm.
We'll go on forever about Top Flight and Action on Tready. What are we doing with this? What are we doing? And this television championship just stunk up the place. It
Mhm.
made me bored, and I watch this and I talk about it.
Yeah, and it
Honestly,
one the part that I hate about this is like, and not to sound like that, but like if TK really bought Ring of Honor to like not even give it time, or like I don't want to say priority because I know AW is bigger
yes.
in that aspect and it's a bigger priority for him because that's why he put his money's worth. But if you're gonna bring up basically a brand, it's the brand is dead and you're gonna bring it back up to life, the least you could do is say if I'm not in charge of it, they put somebody else in charge of it that will really like pay attention to those details between
Mm-hmm.
the champions and the stories and the amount of matches and the time they get and all that stuff. And it just feels like it's like in the back burner and it's only certain people that get that moment. Versus I feel like in AW we have like a bigger focus on the storylines and what happens almost on a weekly basis on other shows. So that's why I
Mm-hmm.
don't like how it just feels like the stepchild in a way. That's I think the best way I can
Yeah.
describe it. Like it's there, but you're like, no, we're good, and just like, and then what was the point of you buying it if you're not gonna give it the time for the fans that actually want to like invest in it.
Exactly. You get me. It just felt like a sandwich that had sand in it, and I had to eat it. So I'm excited for the pay-per-view because the pay-per-views are always good. It's
Hmm.
just the getting there that I feel like
Yeah.
is a little awkward. All right. Final thoughts. What do you plug in and tell people where to find you?
I mean, being a part of Oli, we all know that we have a lot going on next weekend.
What?
I'm gonna try
What?
to remember everything. Let's see. Tuesday we got taking over. That's obviously a given. NXT with Ed, and here we're on the build up to we're Stand and Deliver, which is obviously WrestleMania weekend as well. So we're very excited about that end of it. We're gonna have our Stand and Deliver preview show. It's gonna be Friday after SmackDown, I believe is when we usually do it if we keep the same time frame. And then we're gonna have a Stand and Deliver post show the day off. Well, obviously once the pay-per-view is over, so we don't have a time frame. But we do have special guests. It's Mark Talks Wrestling and Amanda Savage. I've been wanting to work with Amanda for quite a while. She's from Body Slam too, so really excited to be able
Love
to like have
her.
her face to face after like DMing each other for quite a while now. But then I know that Ed and I will be doing a preview of night one of WrestleMania. I know I will be part of WrestleMania night one post show. We also have a WrestleMania night two post show. I won't be a part of that, but I did get a guest, so we're gonna get Stephanie Hardy to be the female voice for night two of
Woo!
WrestleMania. So I said it was like I'm getting my booking skills to the test here. So we got people left and right here going on. So yeah, I know when Bobby does his calendar, we'll definitely have more details into it, but definitely a lot going on next weekend if you haven't checked it out yet. So please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Everything's down there for all the channels. Subscribe on YouTube and also hit that bell to get notified when we go live, because if you don't hit that bell, it does nothing.
Yeah.
So hit that bell when we're live, when we upload, you get notified. How amazing is that? You don't have to do anything about it.
And
See?
just liking the video and sharing it to whatever platform that you're on really helps the channel. I'm looking forward to watching all those post shows because Lord knows that I might not have time in between, I don't know,
Yeah.
getting married.
Yeah, so saying that Miss Auntie's gonna reschedule her Supercard of Honor post show because she's getting married. So congratulations! I'm excited for you.
I'm excited to be legally betrothed. Well, we're already legally betrothed. I'm excited to celebrate. Celebrate. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you. Very excited. I'll post pictures and all the things. Here's my problem is I don't like entertaining people thinking, is everybody having a good time? Is anybody bored? Am I not meeting other people's expectations? Because that's the way my brain works. Of all the
Mhm.
things, am I meeting other people's expectations? And that is my trauma. So
I will tell you right now, enjoy your day because obviously once the day is over, it's over. You don't get a redo of it, obviously. So I
that's
can tell you
true.
that
That's
right
true.
now. Enjoy the day, take your moment in, celebrate what you're celebrating, and then worry about everything else later. Okay?
Amen.
Later.
Amen. Well, you guys can find me on the Twitters at underscore
There you go.
on queer auntie. That's what I am.
Are
I'm
you sure?
on
Dude, you
yeah.
sounded like that.
Yeah. I can't remember. Yeah, I'm on TikTok, the same handle, Twitter, Instagram. I think it's like the same on Blue Sky and all the other social medias that I don't actually use. But that's the where I spend the most time. So yeah, like we mentioned, I'll be doing the Supercard of Honor post show. We're still kind of working at the time and specifics, but
Hmm.
it's going to be either during WrestleMania night 2 or somewhere in between. You can take a watch, take a listen, see what we think, and see if you have anything to contribute because we want to hear from you. I'll be looking at what people say. You can always tag me on Twitter too. Send me a DM of what you think of it, and I might read it on the show because honestly, doing a post show like well afterwards, it gives you enough time to really think about your thoughts about the show. So you can also find me on Sunday mornings over on Fightful Overbooked with Wrestling Made Me Cry with my host Kylie. We talk about all the things that made us cry in wrestling, which I didn't cry on the show. I kind of almost cried. We were talking
Oh,
about
I was
Mark
gonna say,
Briscoe.
where is it? Wait, Ed made you a little cry meter we didn't get to use tonight. So just so you know, you have
Oh.
it there for you. It just like I guess today we get no tears, so we'll
This
use
is the
that one.
most iconic thing I've ever seen. Yeah, my cry meter did not go off tonight. It might go off next week. It might go off probably a lot during Supercard, but we'll see. I love that.
Well,
I love
now
it.
it's there for you to use it there. But I guess we have to
Okay,
change the levels, but
I
yeah, at
need
least
my
that one.
face in the bottom of the thermometer.
Oh my god,
Just
yes.
a cry face or
We need a
something, right?
crying face. Oh, did we get a
Mhm.
crying face on the Edge video? That's what you should have given us.
That's what it was.
That
Uh
iconic.
yeah, it is iconic. Yes. But yeah, it's we're gearing up for the um people call it the season finale of all of their hard work. So I can't wait to see all of my friends showcase their hard work and just support them. So if you're paying attention to either of uh, our social medias, we're going to be retweeting, posting. Just keep up with us. Put that notification bell because we're going to be posting things. So, well, thank you for joining me. I'm so
Yeah.
happy. This is like I feel like we rambled so much, and it's only an hour and almost 40. Like,
And it's gonna be bad. I mean, he's gonna be like, you ramble on Thursdays, but you don't ramble on Tuesdays. Sorry, Ed.
well, I'm just cuter. So well, thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to leave your comments down below, like the video, and happy wrestling. Bye.